welcome to another GCSE Computer Science video with me, Mr Goff, for MrGoff.com. Today's video will focus on cybersecurity threats. Cybersecurity is all those processes, practices and technologies that are designed to protect networks, computers, programs and data from attack, damage or unauthorized access. Let's take a look now at some of the threats that cybersecurity is designed to protect us from. Social engineering involves tricking people into giving away personal information. It includes techniques like phishing, blagging and shouldering, and we'll go into these in more detail in a later video. Phishing can result in financial loss. Blagging can result in either financial loss or people gaining access to your systems, as can shouldering. Malware is the generic term given to any software that aims to do malicious damage. It includes viruses, which are able to self-replicate and cause damage across your system, Trojans, which allow a hacker or backdoor access to your computer, and spyware, which tracks your movements and the places you go online. Viruses can damage your entire system and corrupt your files. Trojans can mean that hackers can get into your computer and take sensitive data, or they may observe you entering passwords and use that to gain access to your account, or they may even install further viruses and other malware to cause more damage to your computer. Spyware might expose your personal details, allowing someone to steal one of your accounts or to even steal your identity at an extreme. Pharming is where users are directed to a fake website that looks like a site they were searching for. This can occur due to someone interfering with your local DNS files by physically accessing your computer, or by a corrupted DNS server. Farmed sites are used to gain people's personal details. When you enter your details onto what you think is, say, your banking site, they're actually being captured by the hacker, who will then use it to log onto your real site. Default passwords are the passwords given to a product when it is manufactured. These are often very weak passwords, and they're often also very well known. For instance, the Raspberry Pi, if not given a new password, will have a username of Raspberry and a login of Pi. Traditional password advice suggests a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers and symbols are used in all of your passwords. This does generate a very difficult to guess password. However, it's no longer the advice that is commonly given. This is because, as human beings, we found these passwords very difficult to remember. So people would make very obvious swaps, such as an S for a $sign or a 1 for an I. This led to a situation with passwords that were reasonably easy for a computer to crack, but very difficult for humans to remember. This was obviously a problem. A longer password made up of 3 unrelated words is a way that people can have something that's easy to remember, but hard to crack. Something such as toasted elephant umbrellas would be very difficult for someone to crack, but it's very easy to remember because it's such a ludicrous sort of idea. Another tool people have used to be able to set really challenging passwords is password managers. With a password manager, you only need to remember one password to your password manager, and then it can remember a range of very complex passwords using upper and lower case letters, numbers and symbols, and we don't have to remember what they are. Another method used to improve password security is two-factor authentication. With this method, the user not only needs to know a password, but will also have a code sent to a device that they must have in their physical possession in order to access a network. If a password is insecure, whether it's because the password is weak or a default password, a hacker could gain access to the network. The phone hacking scandal that happened in the UK, where journalists were accessing celebrities' voicemails, was able to happen because they left default passwords on their voicemail accounts. Users on a network will have certain permissions to perform certain actions on the network dependent on their role. Misconfigured access rights is when a user has more rights than they should have to do things on your network. Full rights on a network are usually only given to an administrator. If a user is accidentally given administrator rights, they could view data they shouldn't have access to, change other settings, and install malware on the network. Removable media like USB sticks can carry malware. If a user inserts an infected USB stick into a computer on the network, the entire network may become infected. One common test of an organization's security is to leave some branded removable media sticks out in the car park and see if anyone brings them in and plugs them into the network without thinking. Important software, like your operating system, will receive regular updates known as patches to fix known weaknesses. It is generally best to have critical software like this set to auto-update. If software remains unpatched, it's vulnerable to known exploits. These are things that hackers have used before to successfully attack a system. If they've used it once and succeeded, they're likely to try it again. After a certain amount of time and after new versions have been released, software will no longer be supported with new patches. The WannaCry virus, which spread around the world causing so much damage to so many networks, was able to do so because people were using outdated operating systems that were no longer receiving patches. That brings us to the end of this video on cybersecurity threats. Join me again soon when we'll be looking at penetration testing. Use the resources at mrgoff.com to help you revise computer science, and until next time, it's bye for now.